I think the one thing that really, messed with me as a young kid was just the fear of getting hurt, fear of failing, fear of not becoming a pro. Like, I knew what I wanted to be, but like, I was a part of me that I was like too scared to become it. I couldn't like put everything else aside and do it. I didn't know how to. I was fighting something. I was fighting myself. I raced dirt bikes all my life, and I knew I had something, but I just couldn't find it. I had a totally different route than any professional has ever done it. Usually you got a guy who dominates from the 50s all the way through their amateur career. For me, it was a different way. It seemed like things were going to happen like pretty real when I won my very first championship as an amateur. And that wasn't when I was younger, and I was 15 years old. I've never like have gotten things that I didn't have to work for, or gotten anywhere in life that I didn't have to work for, I remember I was 7 years old going to my first amateur national, and I was on a little 50, think I'm gonna go there and whoop them guys, and I ended up getting, spanked.
By lap 10, I was like, all right, arms are getting heavy, I'm really feeling it, but like at the same time, the way I opened up, and then I had that before, and then I did 2 one-lappers, which I quit, and I can't ever quit.
When you're young, you're 12, 13, and like, you thought there was just riding, but then you find out this whole other thing, how training can help you become a better rider. And so I started really getting into stuff like that, like running and cycling. And I went for a while, then I would fail, went for a while, then I would get off the program. But the big moment for me, it was a wake-up call, was my grandmother who passed away. And that was in 2005 of February. And that was the hardest thing for me, because I had never experienced nothing like that before, and I was really close to my grandmother, and that was like, like holy crap, life's short, I need to start making the most of it. From February to the race in March, it was about mid-March, so I had about 6 weeks. I started riding. I went to Texas to start preparing, and every day, I started getting on a program that I stuck to, which before I would start a program and just, venture off to quit doing it and then slack. And so I was committed. I'm going to do this. I'm really going to, make one big last attempt, and we'll see where she goes. And it wasn't any particular thing that set me off, but the fact that I had lost my grandmother, like it wasn't racing, it wasn't, I knew where I needed to go with my career, but it was like, I remember sitting on the line just being really upset that she had to go. It just was one of those things, like I was sitting on the line and I was sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, like, she, this seemed so big at one point, but now it's just a race. And that moment, like, it was just like, I'm gonna win this thing. It was a kind of a blur after that. I don't really remember much. I just remember being so happy with taking my helmet off, sitting there on the track and getting back to the rig. And the hard part is like we have to go up and race again, and I want to just sit there and celebrate because it's like the first time. But I don't know, it was just such a relief, like a release, like a big weight off my shoulders too. And from there, something clicked inside of me. From there on, I was able to keep winning throughout the rest of that year. And I think I needed to get through that to realize that, hey, I can become a professional motocross racer now, You have a goal, and that goal for me is to be one of the greatest of the sport. There's no win, there's no championship that'll ever be enough. I've been able to win every championship in the sport at a young age, but to me, there's a whole heck of a lot more that I want to do and accomplish and repeat. I think one of the toughest things is to do it again. That's where I want to dig that out of me and do it again. looking where we are now from where we started, it's like the journey is a long one, but it was fun.
He is leading here in the 450K.
I very well know how fortunate I am where I am right now, but at the same time, I don't want to settle. I ain't never gonna settle.
Here he is, Ryan Dungey.